Today's Origo is working with inches 3.9. The inch is a length measurement that was once used to describe the width of a man's thumb at the base of the nail. So just like it shows right here in the picture with the thumb, it's talking from side to side horizontally. In some countries, the word for inch is the same as the word for thumb. How does your inch compare to that of other students? So since we're not at school, you can always go around your house and compare what your inch looks like compared to your family members. Inches are used to describe the length seen in different objects such as the width of a frying pan, the length of a nail, or the height of a door. Measurements for televisions and whiteboards are taken from opposite corners like this. This is a picture of an 86-inch whiteboard. So it's going diagonally. Instead of like the thumb going this way and this way, horizontally, when you're looking at a television or a whiteboard, it's going to go diagonal. What measuring tool would you use to measure a whiteboard? There are different things that you could use. You could use a ruler. You could use a measuring tape. Or you could use a yardstick. Step up. This table shows the measurement of some students' televisions. In each pair, loop the student who has the larger television. Okay, so the first one next to letter A that we're going to be looking at is Charlie and Bianca. So let's see. Let's look at our tens place. I have a 3 and a 3. Now I'm going to move over to my 1 since those are the same. A 7 and a 2. And I want to know the larger. So it looks like Charlie. So now I'm going to move on to B. Harry. I'm looking at Harry or Nathan. So Nathan has a 4 in the tens place and Harry has a 5. So that already tells me right there that Harry is going to have the larger television. Now I'm going to move over to letter C. It says Nathan or Charlie. So just like we did before, I want you to go through and look at Nathan and Charlie by yourself. And then you're also going to look at Harry and Bianca by yourself. So let's go to move on to page 2. So it says, this table shows the measurements of other televisions. Complete each sentence. A, blank has the largest television. So we're going to look in our tens place first over here using this chart that says student and television size in inches. So I'm going to go ahead and look and start with Felipe. It has a 4 in the tens place, a 4, a 6, and a 5. So I know out of all those numbers, 6 is the largest, and that is in the tens place. So Lomsai has the largest, so I'm going to go ahead and write that name here. The next one says has the smallest television. So now you can go through and figure out who has the smallest, just like I did, starting with your tens place and then moving over to your ones. So I'm going to do C. Maria's television is blank inches smaller than Felipe's. So I'm looking at Maria and I'm looking at Felipe. So it's asking how much smaller. So I'm going to be subtracting. And when I subtract, I'm always going to start with the larger number. And Felipe has the larger number, so I'm going to put 46 minus 40. Make sure you have your numbers lined up. Your 10s and your 1s. 6 minus 0 is 6. 4 minus 4 is 0. So 6. So now I know that Maria's television is 6 inches smaller than Felipe's. Letter D says Steven's television is blank inches smaller than Loma's size. You can do the same thing as I did with C with Maria and Felipe. You're going to subtract 2 because they're wanting to know how much smaller. Letter E says blank's television is 20 inches larger than blank's. So now you're going to go through and figure out who has the difference of 20 inches. Letter F says the difference between the size of Steven's television and the size of Maria's television is blank. Remember, when we see the word difference, that means we're subtracting. G, blank's television is 6 inches larger than Felipe's television. So larger, that's telling me that I'm going to be adding. So number 3 says look at the table of television sizes from question 1 and 2. Write the measurements in order from least to greatest. Pay attention to what that says. It says least to greatest. So you're going from the smallest to the largest. So you're using both of these numbers right here from this table. And then you're also going to go back and look at page 1 and use these numbers. So you're going to use the table from number 1 and the table from number 2, and you're going to tell me an order from least to greatest. In the step ahead, it says estimate the size of a school whiteboard. Then work with the teacher to measure its actual size. Write the size below. So instead of a whiteboard, I want you to look at the TV in your house. You can do the TV. If you don't have a TV, you can also do a laptop, or you could do a tablet. Okay, so you're going to estimate the size of one of those screens in your home, and then you're going to write that here where it says my estimate is. Then after you've estimated how big you think it will be, remember you're going to do it in inches. Then you're going to go and you're going to measure its exact size using a measuring tape, a ruler, a yardstick. You can use any of those things. And remember, this is a may-do assignment, so you do not have to do this. This is something extra that you could do with me.